Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome once again. Seems our little network is growing by the day, which is always lovely to see. Let's discuss what has happened with the market. I'm reading all sorts of comments on Facebook and different social media pages. A lot of bizarre, just absolutely bizarre comments. So let's have a look at our TA. Let me share my screen with you so we know exactly what's going on. But ultimately, we are exactly what we anticipated the market to be doing. So let me just share my screen with you so we can see the same thing. And let me expand my page again. Where are we? There it is. I've got XRP open. Let me go back to BTC. There we go. All right. So, move that. Okay. So basically, we knew that the 7.5 was our target. We didn't quite reach exactly 7,500. We got to 7,437. So about $60 off. That's mainly, I mean, in my opinion, as a trader, when I have a target in mind, I never set it at the target itself of 7,500. I always set it a little lower or a little higher. So if it was 7,500, I would have set it at 7,450, for example. But nonetheless, we have seen this level sort of get triggered. In a nutshell, we have literally smashed through all these different support zones. This was our first support zone, as we discussed the other day, which was the 50%, which just sits under the $7,200 mark. And then we broke through all the way down back to around 6.9. 6.9 is our main support before we go into this previous sort of corridor channel, if you will. So for me, this is very, very strong momentum, a very strong candle, and I believe that we are going to continue our way back down, as we mentioned last week. So this may have well been the top. So hopefully most of you followed some of the advice that I've given, setting your sell orders at the top here, and have locked in some of those profits to accumulate some more Bitcoin down at the bottom. We can see that our RSI as well has kind of, unfortunately we didn't reach that overbought zone, but nonetheless you can see that we did hit the 63, 64 levels and seem to have found resistance there and started coming back down. With regards to our DMI, we can see very clearly that the bulls are no longer in the market and that the market is still trying to find its trend. The bears have started moving upward to try and find some more sort of control of that market. So we'll see how that plays out. Not a very reliable source right now, but let's see how that plays out as we go along. Essentially for me, as I mentioned, this downtrend line and the 7.5 was more than enough for me to sell my position up here, so I can just lock in those profits. Let us see where we are going to next. Previously, we established there was 7.5. Now that we've reached 7.5, where to now? In yesterday's video, I did mention a couple different scenarios. The one was, had we broken through this, we would have seen a nice sort of climb to create a double top at this 8.5 and potentially seen a market reversal, which I felt was very unlikely as we see playing out today. So with that being said, let's establish our next target price, target market, I don't know where that came from, but yes, our target price. Let me just pull up our fib and let's go from the bottom right to the top to see what our next price level is. Bearing in mind, guys, that this is not a major market move. This is a retracement. Our major market moves are these. These are our major market moves. So we are still very much in a bear trend with a nice little bear retracement, as we call it, before continuing with our major downtrend, as we see over here. Now, we are very, very likely to break the 6.9 and find a little bit of support, more than likely first at 6.2, because that's the 7.86 level, very important level. But nonetheless, because we are looking at the trend and not the retracement, we are basically looking for extensions rather than these sort of earlier levels of 78.6. So we will very likely come back down to the 5,800 with our ultimate goal in mind still sitting in at the 161.80, which is $4,900 level. Still in play. I still believe we are going to hit that target. So we can see that FIB has confirmed that, and we have a nice support line over here that comes in all the way back from this level here. So that's why there's that green line. So we have a nice support zone over here along with our FIB. That looks like the area that we are going to be finding support at, and hopefully finding some sort of market reversal at that point so we can find our bull trend once again. So yeah, that's really just about it. So we have hit our 7.5 target. We have come off from that. It was triggered. We're looking at the 6.9 right now. If we break through that, which we will very likely, based on the strong momentum over here, we are very, very likely to see 5.8 and ultimately 4.9. And that's it. I do have some other targets for you guys. I'm not going to go through the TA or the technical analysis for the other coins because at this point I'm just doing free BTC TA analysis, technical analysis for you guys. If you do want altcoin analysis on your private portfolios, please private message me or send me a comment or whatever it is, and we will discuss how that actually works. Essentially, it's quite easy. You'll just email me a list of your private coins, and I will deliver a weekly weekly personalized technical analysis on your portfolio, and that will cost you $50 a month. You can pay in BTC as well. So here, I just want to read out the targets for you because I have written them down. I've actually executed them myself. So TRX, we are looking at under a cent. So those that are in TRX are probably looking to come back at around 0.09 cents exactly. So it's just under a cent. For the Neo guys, which I love, I'm one of, we'll see that one of the videos that I mentioned about 2 weeks back, I said that Neo had bottomed out at $14. That being said, it's been the best performing altcoin. So those that had followed my advice with regards to buying Neo at the time would have seen an $11 to $12 profit per coin in the space of 2 weeks. So that would have been a phenomenal trade. Nonetheless, with the market moving backwards or downwards rather, we're very likely to see that $14 mark again. So that's our target on Neo. With regards to Litecoin, which is a very similar setup to Bitcoin, our target there sits in and around the $44 mark, which is in a very, very nice confluence zone of one of the previous Fibonacci levels. So that's a nice confirmation. So we're looking at about $44, $45 for Litecoin as the main target. XRP, sure. I mean, XRP has just been flat, essentially. But with this market, again, coming down, we all know that Bitcoin is the front runner and kind of dictates the market movements. So XRP, we are looking at around 17 cents as our target. Guys, these should be our final stop-offs before turning around back into the bull market. I don't see it going below that. But again, you never know. There are, of course, support zones before that for all of the altcoins as well as Bitcoin. But ultimately, well, I mean, as you can see over here, we've got the 5.5, and down here we've got the 4.9. So we may very likely find some sort of support at this area here and kind of bounce back up. But we would have to see what the resistance is and play it, one trade at a time, as I like to call it. So that is the final goal for all those coins as well as Bitcoin. And let's play it one barrier and one price point at a time. Other than that, I wish you all a fantastic week. Hopefully you've all followed the advice on Bitcoin and got some profits on that. And yeah, anything else happens in the week, I will touch base on Bitcoin, more than likely by Friday. If not, I'll touch base again next week. But ultimately, we should just carry on in a downtrend.